This is definitely the one of the trilogy that I remember the least about. Just because I go back to these movies a lot, but usually I always have these grand designs of watching all three of the director's cuts back to back to back, and that's a great plan and all, but that can be kind of hard to actually execute because usually, even though they're great movies, I mean, they're my favorite movie trilogy of all time, and that is a pretty tall order because I mean I love movies and to be honest I don't know if any single one of them takes the cake for my favorite movie of all time, but together they're definitely my favorite trilogy. But anyway, even though they're great, they're amazing and they hold up so well. I mean, but watching all of them back to back is a crazy amount of time, and usually I run out of steam before I can get all the way through Return of the King. Which is crazy because it has some of the biggest set pieces of the whole trilogy, or at least it feels that way. But it still doesn't have that like death grip on my memories like the first two do. I mean, like the Mines of Moria in the first one. I can't not imagine that one when I think about these movies. Helm's Deep, the flooding of Isengard. I mean, like, yeah, there's the Battle of Pelennor Fields and the Battle of the Gates of Moria, and those are amazing. But I don't know. They just don't stick with me in the same way. So, Return of the King is definitely the one that I'm the least familiar with. I mean, it's the same thing with all the behind the scenes stuff, because I mean, honestly, that's like my favorite part. I almost love that more than the actual movies. Just watching all that stuff for hours and hours and hours, and I mean, there's so much world building information from a production standpoint that has to get taken care of before you can even really start talking about the films themselves. That all just sort of gets rolled into the first movie in my head, even if that's not completely the case. So, I mean, the first one is just this megalithic thing in my head that honestly I usually don't even get all the way through, and if I do, then well, I mean, then I get to the Two Towers, which I love. I love that movie. I mean I love all of them, but there's something really near and dear to my heart about that one for some reason. I don't even really know what, but that alone usually can carry me through that one. But then you get to Return of the King, and I love it. I love that we're watching it right now, but usually by then I'm just tired, you know? So it's just got a really uphill battle to hold my attention, but that makes it fun in its own way when I do actually get around to watching it, because it's the one I've seen the least, so it feels almost fresh and new, where the other two are kind of uh, well, like well trodden ground, if that makes sense. If any of what I just said makes sense. I also just completely talked over the ending of the movie. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I don't know why you let me do that. It's gonna ruin these movies for you when I just talk over them incessantly. I mean, it's gotta be like watching them with director's commentary, but worse, way worse, because I don't even really have any meaningful insights about the movie itself, just my own experience with them. I'm sorry. Really? Is it? No, I believe you. I do. Just just promise me that if it's a movie that you really do want to actually watch uninterrupted, you tell me, and I'll shut up. I swear. I mean, it's sweet of you to say that you like hearing me ramble, but there are gonna be times when you also just want to actually be able to listen to the movie or the show or whatever we're doing, and you can tell me that without it hurting my feelings. I promise. I mean, I love being able to just ramble around you about the things I love, but I also want you to have the experience that you want as well. I mean, it's not fair for it to be about me all the time. I want it to be a compromise. I think that's really important in a relationship, and I'm so incredibly grateful for how accommodating you are to me and my quirks, for lack of a better term. But I, I don't ever want that to feel like it's only going one way. So tell me, okay? Okay. Well, uh, what do you want to do next? Oh, Oh yeah, yeah. No, no, you're right. You're totally right. It is getting kind of late. It makes sense. I mean, it's kind of a bit of a drive. If 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 you if you were gonna drive. No, no, I didn't. I didn't mean like an alternative to driving. I mean, there's not really one for this for you to to drive home from here. I mean, I guess there's Uber and Lyft and stuff, but not like a traditional transit alternative. Like it's not like there's like a train or a bus or whatever. Maybe a bus. I don't know. Maybe the bus is still running, but that's uh, that's that's not what I meant by that. I mostly meant it like in the broad sense of if you were gonna drive, like not really if not really if you were gonna drive, just like if just like just saying like if you were gonna leave, because I I I I I guess I guess what I was really getting at wasn't if it you don't have to go. That's what I meant. I meant you don't have to go. You could you you could stay. You could stay the night if you wanted to. I'd like that. If you would. No pressure. Not trying to put any pressure on anything. I just wanted to extend the offer. You could you you can stay the night. I'd like it if you stayed the night. Yeah. Oh, thank God. that, that's oh, oh that's good. That's really good. That's nice. That's uh, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have to mean anything other than that. You know, I don't want it to presume or expect or imply. I just it's any any time spent with you is nice. So any more time that I can spend with you would be nice. It's nice when it's not. It's nice. Um, fuck. Hmm? Okay. I'm I'm looking. I'm trying. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I mean, it's not like I've never done this before. It's just with with you. It it's different. It 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 doesn't feel like any of those other times. I I think that's what makes it feel scary. Good, so good, but scary in its own way, because I'm used to feeling. I I don't know. It's just different. I always just jump into it, and that's fun. It's been a lot of fun when that happens. But there's a a part of it that feels disconnected when I do that. Like it's so physical, so it's like it turns the thinking part of my brain off, and it's just about feeling, and that can feel really amazing, especially for someone like me who's thinking at a million miles an hour all the time. But with you, the thinking part doesn't shut off. It just relaxes a little. I don't stop thinking. I don't fall into feeling. I hit this kind of balance, and that's intense and unfamiliar and scary and amazing all at once. It it's just really different, and it's such a cool thing to get to feel with you. I keep saying scary, and I don't mean it like that, because you make it all feel safe. It never feels like it's out of control. It just feels new. And I I think my brain automatically turns new into scary. And that's not fair, because being with you, how I feel when I'm with you, how I feel right now, it's proof that the new isn't scary. I don't have to be scared of something just because it's unfamiliar. This feeling right now isn't fear. It's excitement. A lot of it. God, a lot of it. um, can I kiss you again?